Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to 5 days of copywriting nuggets live with me, Alex. Now, addressing an elephant in the room that some people will tell me about. Alex, you're not meant to be online after 8 p.m. You're not meant to be, you're meant to be living the offline life and setting boundaries. And yes, you're completely right. However, this video actually will make sense as to why I'm not doing that tonight. And I'm going to go into that. So thank you for your feedback. But let's get into it. So I wanted to, I set a challenge to some of my coaching clients to do a 5-day themed week of live videos or content on Facebook and social media. And I wanted to join them. And I would love to give you guys some tips on what I believe is one of my favorite skills and one of the things I'm best at in marketing, which is the actual copywriting, running engaging ads, sales pages, emails, articles that can get people interested in what you're doing and basically start doing the job of making a sale or getting a lead. So copywriting, what is it? It is any writing that I believe sells a product or has to do with selling a product, takes people from wherever they are, which is not knowing, who you are, to being a warm client or paying customer. It moves them down the funnel if they're in your funnel. If they haven't heard of you, it introduces them to you. If they've been listening to you for a while or they've seen your ads, maybe it moves them a little further and builds trust and credibility. If they've got a bit of trust and credibility with you, maybe it moves them towards a point of conversion, whether that's a sale or making a booking with you. So, where do we do this? We do it in ads, Facebook ads, both the primary text of it and the headline, sometimes even involved in the actual the imagery or the video script. We do it on the landing pages we send people to or the chat sequences. We do it in the follow-up emails. It's freaking everywhere and it's very important. And it's not everyone's favorite thing to do, but I believe it can be taught. And in one of my coaching programs, which I'll introduce to you at the end of the week, we give away templates that I use all the time in my copywriting for our clients or our premium clients. So tonight's video is going to be pretty simple. And this is just going to be called a time and a place. Okay. And it's about just getting yourself into a state where you can write, because if something is not your favorite thing to do, yet you need to do it, you need to get yourself in the right state. At least I do. So I'll tell you what works for me. I actually like copywriting, but I feel like I need to dive into it and do it properly and give it some effort and give it some energy and a lot of my focus. When I run a business with 6 team members, 20 clients, people trying to sell me stuff, my kids, my wife, just like the normality of daily life, it's always tugging on my attention and my head goes everywhere. So throughout the day, I need to be present with a lot of people and I cannot really sit down and do chunks of work. So when I like to copyright is in 2 times. 1, pre 5:30 a.m. or 2, after my kids have gone to bed and I've had dinner with my wife and exercise. So like post 8:30 p.m. I don't do it for long. I do it for like half an hour, 40 minutes at a time. And this is the time element. When can you find a time in your day to copyright where you're not going to be distracted? Because when you get onto a train of thought, there's nothing more annoying than losing it. We've all had that thing where we want to do a sneeze and it goes away. That's kind of how it feels for me when I'm on a roll with an ad or something like that, or some emails, and then it just goes away. I know tonight, by setting the right environment for myself, I'm going to be able to knock out quite a lot of words pretty quickly and have them all be good because I've got no distractions. It's just me awake. I'm ready to rock. So finding a place to do it, is very important as well. I'm lucky to have a home office, but basically it's about limiting distractions once again. And I feel that creating almost an anchoring environment when you copyright is a good thing. I learned from a guy who taught me how to write books that anchoring your state is very, very important when you're copywriting. And here's what he means. It's not well, it's a little bit of NLP stuff, but basically get yourself in an environment where you can be productive, where you're used to being productive. So that for me is my desk in my office. Get yourself, free of distractions, and then do a couple of things that make you get you in the mood to write. For me, it's instrumental music. If I'm doing it in the morning or the afternoon, I love to listen to really heavy metal music in my headphones where you cannot hear the words. That like screaming stuff where you can't hear the words. That's great. Obviously, words will and lyrics will interfere with your writing. If I'm doing a night like this, I put on the same instrumental Pink Floyd album, The Endless River. I do it every single time I need to copyright. Put it on, headphones in, everything's blocked out. And that anchors me into that state. If I'm in the morning, I have a black coffee. If I'm in the evenings, I might have like a little whiskey or something like that, just a little bit to kind of get the serotonin going and, release some romance into my mind and get me writing well. So we've covered time. Find a time where you're not going to be distracted. 2, find an environment that is, consistent and anchors you to it. And then 3, the method of copywriting, just to get started is, it's not easy for everyone. And a lot of people get into a kind of perfectionist state that just really messes you up, and you end up trying to, go back over every word and really, really think about it. And before you know it, you've written nothing. So there's a technique which is pretty well known, but not everyone likes it, but I like it. It's called the Pomodoro technique. I don't know why. I guess that's the person who invented it. Pomodoro means tomato in Italian, but it's basically you write for 25 minutes straight. And when you're copywriting, you do not go back on anything. You just freaking write and until you're finished. And for 25 minutes, you don't edit, you don't go back, you don't hesitate. You just freaking write and get it done and knock out the entire thing you need to write. If you haven't finished it yet, you take a 5-minute break and then you go back, but you do not stop. You keep writing until it's done. When it's done, then you take your 5-minute break and then you can go back and edit it and make the changes you need to with a fresh brain. Having that little break to walk around, get a coffee, go to the bathroom, splash your face with water. That is a perfect time to just refresh, come back and look at your work with a fresh mind. So that's basically how I'm going to write now. I've got like 5 emails to write, like for an email sequence. Won't take that long, maybe take me 20 minutes. So I'm going to sit down and do that now. And that's my tips for copywriting. Day 1, find a time when you're not distracted. Find a place that makes you feel good and consistent. 3, Pomodoro technique. If you are not used to it, just freaking go for it. Don't doubt yourself. Write for 25 minutes and then stop and come back to it if you need to. So thanks so much, guys. I'm going to be here every day this week until Friday, giving you tips on copywriting. I cannot wait to see what you get out of it. And love you to bits. Thanks.